Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to Tact and Diplomacy. Straight in with the sub, and I forgot to reset all of my subscription notifications and everything like that. So, top marks for reminding me straight off the bat. I will go and correct those. Rachel, welcome to the fam. You get an advantage to gift to a player of your choice. I missed who gifted that because my Twitch keeps logging me out because it hates me.
Yay, Michael Wayne.
Michael, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Rachel. Rachel, you can gift an advantage to someone. Yes. We're back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us as we took a week off. Please take a moment to check out all of our opening links where you can find our merchandise, places you can find us and our community, interact with us, get involved, all that good stuff. Also check out our sponsors, Bird and the Storm Publishing. Thank you for the biddies. Bird and the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press, both of whom we're very grateful to, for they make this all possible. And you can see their logos just above Kayla tonight, on Kayla's left, stage left, right. Yeah, I see. Also, please check out the tweet, retweet the tweet, because retweeting the tweet really helps us out. Let all your friends know that you're here watching. On that note, though, we also have some things in this session that you should know about. First of all is a warning. There is a sanity mechanic in this campaign. It is designed for the campaign. It's not supposed to be exhaustive or realistic, but it does feel pretty real sometimes. I felt pretty called out by the by some of those things in there. Also, please check out our there's also a content warning. I've done them in the wrong way around, but there you go. Content warning. We've got mania, we've got insanity, eating disorder, unexpected unwanted emotions, gore, plague, and death to fit a medieval setting. Also, I get to play with the player emotions a lot. It's a really interesting mechanic where we do whispers and stuff, and I put things in their head about each other, and it's fun. Yeah. Without further ado, let's go around and say hello to everyone. Why don't we go clockwise around the screen this week and start with that Kayla person. Oh, hi, Kayla.
Oh, hi. I am that Kayla person. It's been a long 2 weeks, and I am so ready to be back. Holy crap. This is gonna be intense. This is gonna be so intense. I'm ready. Let's go. Go.
Welcome back. Next around, we have Kelly. Oh, hi, Kelly.
Hi. Sorry, I was busy typing our episode hashtag into the chat. Hi, I'm Kelly, A. Kelly Lane on Twitter, A. Kelly in chat. I do things, sometimes less things this season than normal, but I'll be back in full swing. Give me a couple months. But I occasionally write articles that are on the Patreon. I write stuff for DM's Guild that you can find everywhere. Check out Uncaged, check out Friends, Foes, and Other Fine Folks, a title which I came up with. I'm very proud of that one. Also, you can find me doing things with Mackenzie and other cool people that are involved on the channel. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Next around, we have Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I do things on this channel. Right now, I am playing Cash on Tact and Diplomacy, and I'm here every Monday now that I have been revealed. And after this, I also do things on Wednesdays. It's a viewer game. It's a viewer game of Weave called The Tapestry. Also, I'm around doing other things, like occasionally writing for the Patreon, I swear. Also doing things like podcasts, Fate and the Fable Maidens, and Edenfall, which is based off a Scratticus Academy game. And that's it. I think that's it for now. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic, thank you. I'm updating all of that now. I'm also updating the because I changed the sub rewards to like our old school ones from when the channel very first started. So I'm also putting that right in the background. We had like the cat dancing gif and black book stuff. It was fun. It was all good fun. So I'll get all those things in the chat. Next round we have Mackenzie Lane. Oh, hi, Mackenzie.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm Mackenzie Lane on Twitter. You can call me Mac. I do a lot of streaming. You can find me here every Monday in Tact and Diplomacy. You can find me on the channel every Tuesday as the DM for Apotheosis, a retro American God-style D&D 5e campaign. You can also find me now over on Encounter Roleplay every Monday at 4 p.m. EST for the Zweihander campaign, The Broken Crown, and over on the Greyhawk channel every Friday at 5 p.m. EST for The Old Faith. Also, this week, it's a very special event. There is a charity stream over on Dice Priory at 8 p.m. EST on Wednesday, the 11th. It's going to be super exciting. We're playing, it's hashtag Con Machina. So it's going to be super exciting. I also write things for DM Guild, and as Kelly said, we may be working on something, and it's super exciting, and I can't wait to talk more about it eventually. Heck. And I play Kaiden. He tries. That's really all I could say. He might also be dangling over the abyss right now, so everything's fine.
Everything is fine, right?
It's
Last,
fine.
but most certainly not least, we have D&D and Paige.
Hello. Yeah, everything is not fine. we might die. It's cool. It's casual. Yeah, I don't mute myself by accident. I play Aelernor. Someone I really enjoy playing, so try not to kill her in an avalanche, please. And you can find me on Twitter, and I write and I plan events for tabletop gaming. So it's kind of what I do outside of my regular day job.
Fantastic. Now, would anyone like to give a brief recap of last episode? You could do that in character or out of character. Any volunteers?
I can try.
Okay.
So the beginning of last game, we woke up in where had been sleeping or whatever in this town where a lot of people were dead and drained of blood or whatever, and then we walked following some tracks in the direction that we wanted to go in. We think, I don't know, I was following what everybody else was doing, and we came upon this weird person bent over playing with things in the dirt. I insisted that we talk to them because they seemed to be doing Magian type stuff. Turns out it was Cash. And Cash had been in town. They'd been the person that we were running into their footsteps. And then an evil thing showed up while we were trying to get across a ravine by crawling on a log, which was not going very well at all to begin with. And then we were getting attacked, and that wasn't really going very well either because it just kept healing itself. And Kaiden tried. And eventually succeeded, which was pretty cool, in destroying this evil thing while most of us were dangling for their lives, myself included. Thankfully, I managed to toss the weird light stick that I had gotten from my old mentor to Cash, who happened to have some red flux, which you make from blood. Fun fact. And we blasted the thing, which was really cool because I found out what the light boomstick thing did, but we may have set off an avalanche. Kaiden's dangling off a cliff. I think I am no longer dangling off a cliff, thankfully. But yeah, so lots of bad things are about to happen. Oh, and there's probably a Fiondas somewhere wandering around in the woods.
Yeah, as I recall, you climbed up Kaiden and got free, but Kaiden was still hanging off the edge when the rumbling started.
I believe the log broke.
Yes.
And I caught the rope, and I'm hanging on the rope, and then the rumbling started.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. So then, without much further ado, shall we get straight back into it? As Kaiden hangs over the edge, and the snow starts rumbling around, the four of you are currently on that side of the thing with Kaiden hanging off. Who acts first?
Die for Kaiden.
How to get loads of people interrupting each other.
I guess I will try to keep pulling the rope up.
Sure thing. Do you have a strength-based check?
Do I? It's been 2 weeks. Let's figure that out. Survival?
Holding on to Cash, if that helps with her. Because isn't the rope tied to Cash?
Yeah, the rope is currently tied to Cash, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was... Is it?
Yeah, and I think I'm holding on to Cash.
I'm pretty sure one end of the rope was tied to the remains of the bridge across the thing, and it was threaded along the log, and then tied to a cashel.
Yeah, who I was holding on to, and we were both like sitting on the ground, like.
Because we just did the broomstick.
Yeah.
And then the log is now broken, but the rope is still like somewhat suspended across the castle.
You got a hurt shoulder. That doesn't help.
That doesn't help.
So the rope is still currently tied to the whatever on the other side. One end tied to Cashel. When Cashel fired the rope, they went flying backwards. But tied to the rope as they were, they didn't fly that far. So now I guess there's a mess of Eris and Cashel on the ground. Then the log breaks. Kaiden falls. And the rope tauts pulling you and Cashel and Eris back towards the thing. I think we can go for maybe sorry?
I'll grab the rope as well, if I can. I thought I was. I'm not 100%
I
sure.
thought everyone was
Chris
like
grabs the rope and both of us, and just
I'll just like bear hug both of them, pick them up, walking backwards.
I feel like we need feats checks from Cashel and Eris first of all for the falling Kaiden.
Yes.
As they grab hold of the rope.
Okay.
Just hold on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
a sudden burst of adrenaline.
let's see Cashel as well.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it.
You're all
Can my critical success make up for that?
Yes.
It wasn't a critical failure. I'm just not great at feats.
Since it's a critical failure, I think Cashel goes flying towards the ledge.
Not a critical failure.
It's true. It's not
technically
quite
not.
critical. It's not
Not
critical.
a critical
You're
failure.
right.
I just want to be very clear about that. I'm just
Okay.
not good at feats.
Not good.
I stand corrected. Because it's a piss poor attempt. Cashel goes flying towards the edge, but because of Eris's critical success, Eris is able to grab hold of Cashel's ankles.
Them sweet guns.
So then Reese is coming over to help.
Yes.
I'll.
God.
I'm just gonna grab the rope itself to try to pull it like tight and start walking backwards with it. Feet as well.
I feel like yes, unless there's anything else you would like to put forward. Oh.
I mean survival, but that's more like tracking and stuff like that. I'm just gonna do feats.
Thank you very much to Mirror Shadows, who comes in and gifts 10 subs to the channel. If you've just been gifted a subscription, then you have an advantage to gift to a player of your choice. And wow, I didn't think y'all had any subs in you after Saturday. Thank you. Like, thank you. Okay, so Reese, on an 11, you are able to pull the rope, but all you can really do is pull the rope taut because it's still tied at the other end. So
Yeah.
Kaiden, you are holding onto a tightrope, which is just sort of like plummeted, and now everyone's pulling it taut again. So now it's sort of doing the whoa, 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 whoa thing. How about you give us a feats check to see how you're doing there?
Okay, that's fine. Okay, it's very fine.
How does this look, Kaiden?
One of my shoulders is kind of busted, so gripping on it is hard. But I think I'm able to like swing myself up with the momentum and catch like one of my legs on the rope. So I'm kind of doing a sloth thing.
Sure thing. And you're not far from the edge, because if you recall, you were hanging on to the edge when you started to fall. So you're probably only like a foot or two from the actual edge. So I think on that difficult roll, you can probably get yourself to the side of the mountain.
I'm gonna sloth shimmy. I'm gonna just shimmy hand over hand as best as I can, but if you look very closely, you can see one of the arms just isn't pulling as much weight as the other. And I'm gonna just try and get there as fast as I can.
Sure thing. And Kaiden is safely deposited. I say safely. Kaiden is deposited on your side of the thing. You still have a casual tied to a rope. And you can hear... It's a strange sort of sound. It just sort of sounds like... sort of like clicking sounds. But really deep and low, like... as things are rumbling down the side of the mountain and you can see rocks and things colliding together.
I'm gonna take my dagger and just cut the rope so it's not attached to Cashel anymore. So we can run.
Cashel, you are free.
Yay. Scramble to my feet and run.
Yeah, run. Hope, help me, hope. And I try to like hope Kaiden up, I guess. I don't know if he can run, I assume.
It's just a shoulder, right?
Okay.
Kaiden doesn't look great, but he can run.
Your feet work.
Feet work. Okay, good.
It's fine.
Run.
Yeah,
Look
the left
it,
shoulder
run.
armor is a little dark stained with possibly blood and maybe gross. You understand? We're not going to talk about it. We're just going to go.
Yeah. Run horizontal. Don't run against it. Just run or vertical. Whatever. I don't know. Run away from it. It's not
Oh, what are you putting it on? Towards it? That is not kind of It's been a couple weeks.
Are there like any kind of rocky outcroppings or anything that we can get on in between us and the snow? I'm thinking Mulan here, guys. If you've been there with me, you know where the snow kind of goes over the rock and you hide behind the rock.
Mac is there with you. Kaiden is not.
I don't know if the physics behind that are really all that sound, but if it works for Disney, it's gonna work for me. You know.
Good standards.
It's
Good
good enough for
standards.
Walt. It's good enough for us.
Eris, since you are putting forward the suggestion, please make me a natural environment roll. If you have any specialties that you feel would be appropriate here, you may apply them.
I don't know. I feel like this is okay, so this is I'm about to pull a Scrat here and try and really stretch this and see what happens. So, like, what if this isn't so much about like a nature thing, but like I have this idea because I've like read all these epic stories, like this tale about this Chinese woman who was really awesome, right? And so it's more about using my like intelligence and recognizing something from a book.
That's a stretch, but I
know.
appreciate the hustle. I'll let you try it. Go for it.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a lot better.
Okay, so you recall reading about a climber who tried to pass not the Roimh, but the impassable mountains that separate the continent from this peninsula. It was a journal of one of the Continentals who mentioned certain techniques to try and avoid avalanches, but put in a small subfoot, you know, ways to try ways that you can do your best to survive if you can't avoid one. And it says to avoid trees, avoid small rocks, avoid valleys. Looking around, you can see those things, and avoiding them would be good. The path continues up the mountain. Right next to a valley between two peaks.
So we shouldn't go that way.
That is what your erudition would tell you.
So
However,
we should get off the path.
snow is coming pretty quickly. So a snap decision may be needed to be made. Would anyone else like to assess the situation?
Yeah, why not?
The boy would.
Reese, our survival expert. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. This is what I'm here for. Woo! 20?
Reese, as Eris is sort of like looking at the things that they should be avoiding, you see a cave.
In. Everybody in. And I'm like, just pointing and like.
I say they see a cave. It's like, you know when you can see rocks and there's like a crack that you can get a person in?
Mm-hmm.
Reese, you see on that rock someone has left a hunter's mark, indicating that this is a haven, a place that you can dip into. Otherwise, it doesn't actually look much like a cave at all. It just looks like a sort of rocky crag. Yeah.
Yeah. Would it be big enough to fit all of us?
Guess there's only one way to find out.
We all die or a couple of us die. Over just a couple.
Yeah. I already said it. I'm just gonna point everybody in that direction, tell them to all get there, and pack in as tight as they can and be the last one in, essentially, to, like, block off the entranceway. I don't know.
Who runs first? Let's have feats rolls. Everyone into the cave. The snow is pouring down this mountain. You can start to feel the rain of debris. Oh boy.
Quick question. Could this count as evasion, as I am avoiding the avalanche?
Sure.
Thank you.
I am purposely not gonna roll a feats because I said I was gonna be the last one in.
Certainly. So Kaiden gets in this cave quicker than a quick thing. I guess since they also only just got up the thing off of the rope, it's sort of like a continuous movement, maybe.
It's sheer adrenaline and panic at this point.
Eris will be next, followed by Alienor and Cash. However, as they are going in, the snow begins to start pooling down the mountain and hitting you. Just as you sort of like push Cash in, Reese, the snowdrift hits you hard and tries to pull you away from the cave mouth.
Okay. Feats to resist it?
Sure thing.
I don't know.
Can we attempt to help Reese by grabbing him if we're like kind of waiting for everyone, like pulling him into this tiny crack?
It's a one-person wide gap, so Cashel, being the last person in, could try to grab Reese if they so wish.
Yeah, sure.
Reminder as well.
Oh.
If it wasn't my life on the line, I would find that laugh very humorous. But I'm like slightly terrified.
Reminder as well, Reese, Cashel, and Kaiden all have advantages that have been gifted by the audience.
I know, that's what I was thinking about
And
using.
I so appreciate that, but here's the thing. It's wasted on a feats roll. I can roll feats if that's what you want from me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm looking. This character sheet is so long. I've rolled the same thing 3 times in a row.
You have. It's genuinely that you're rolling a 2 every time as well. That's...
Yes.
It's not a failure though.
No, it's wait. Oh, I am rolling a 2 every time. That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm better like this than I thought.
Reese, you feel Cashel's arm sort of like flounder towards you and grip part of your fur.
It's not helping, but I'm just gonna roll a check to pull myself in. I'm not gonna grab her. I can't because that I will pull her out with me. There's no way.
Cash has limp noodle arms like I do. And also
If anything, the long spindly fingers reaching out is just kind of like, oh god. It's just kind of I'm gonna use my advantage because I don't trust it and I need something good. Oh boy. Thank God for that.
Well, then the dice have spoken.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
I just wanted so loud I scared my dog, y'all.
So, Cashel, as you try to grip hold of Reese, you feel Reese try to grip hold of the rock. Reese, you're going to grab hold of the rock successfully. But as you do so, you feel a hand grip your ankles. And-
Excuse me.
Huh.
The pair of you are pulled away from the cave mouth. Inside the cave grows dark as snow covers the entrance, and Reese is not with you.
Quick question: who is in the cave?
Cash, Eris, Kaiden, Alienor.
Okay.
Do I have any of the green flux charges from my mentor?
Sure thing.
Can I light up the glow stick?
Indeed you can.
So we see the cave?
This is a small hunter's refuge. You can see there are logs stacked in one corner, and there's a pit in the middle where fire would have been made.
Are there any other ways out of here?
This is just a small cave.
Where's Reese? What is hope?
I suggest again we could blast our way out of here.
I'm
that
going.
you?
Yeah.
Wait, was that you? The blue.
Me.
Yeah.
It was this thing.
It was a joint effort.
Teamwork. Goes to high five, Cash. Unsure.
Oh, yes.
That kind of
Good.
thing.
As great as it is, we don't have Reese.
We also don't have hope.
Yeah, we don't have hope.
Yeah, but that means that they're both out there, and out there is we can't get out there. Snow.
We're going to have to get out there. Do you not see that there's no way out this way?
There's no way out this way either.
Really not helping.
And you can feel, like, as a gauge of when as the avalanche is still moving, you can feel rumbling around you. There's a couple of times where it feels like a particularly heavy thing hits the side of the mountain because, like, debris just sort of, like, rains, like dust and small pebbles rain from the ceiling.
I mean, given that, odds seem pretty good that, like, Reese and Hope are, like, dead.
Why don't we just start digging? Maybe? We gotta get out somewhere.
Well, there's no point in digging if we're just gonna get covered with more snow. We should wait until that stops.
Kaiden is gonna take a sit. Kaiden's tired.
We should wait, I guess.
You should probably take a look at Kaiden's shoulder, Eleanor.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm fine.
You're clearly not fine.
No, I'm fine. It's Look, if we got to find them first, they're probably worse off. I'm fine. It's fine.
No, okay, you're not all right. Sit down and like I know you're kind of sitting and push you down more if you're all right with it.
The minute you get close to the guy in the shoulder, he goes nope and like nope, stop the fuck away.
What do you want to keep hurting?
I'm fine. We need to find the others.
We need you to be able to help dig us out of here, and that means your shoulder
I'm
being
fine.
one piece.
I've got my other. I'm fine. I've got this thing. Gesture to the sword. It's fine.
Eleanor like pulls her bag off her back and she like pulls open all the stuff and the mounds of stuff that start coming out and she like pulls out finally a little herbalist kit with all these little salves and stuff and she's like, "Are you sure?" And she like takes off the lid and kind of waves it around. She's like, "I have it right here, Titan. It'll help right away."
I guess. How exactly is my shoulder feeling?
Why don't you make me do a mental resistance?
Okay. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's. Ooh.
It hurts like all holy hell.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, no offense, but you kind of look like the ass end of a donkey, and it's not really gonna get any better.
That's very offensive. Thank you.
That's kind of the truth. No offense.
Eleanor, you can see as much as Kaiden's trying to put on a brave face, they're in a great deal of pain. Sorry, that roll isn't enough to hide it.
Can I make would it be a relations roll to kind of extra convince, put in the emotional connection, or is that not the right roll?
I wouldn't like to go to. I wouldn't like to roll it out. Let's role play it out. I'd prefer if that's okay with everyone.
You're gonna gotta get infected, and then we're gonna have to bury you here. Would you rather walk out, or would you rather be 6 feet under?
Even though the Fionda's bite does.
Just let me help you.
I'm fine. I wanted to ask Hope about it. Figure out what exactly that thing can do.
If you don't live long enough to get out the door, then you're not going to be able to ask Hope anything, like how to help her out of her armor again.
Really? Gonna bring that up?
Did I say something wrong?
A little bit, Eris.
Oh.
Look,
Your shoulder feels cold, Aiden. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Also, thank you, Greg Tales from the Grim, for the resub. You get an advantage to give to a player of your choice. Yeah, Kaiden, your arm feels cold. You can feel blood soaking into your clothes under your armor.
shifts a belt awkwardly over it. Look, this just... Right. This is... Does anyone know what this is? And I pull out the sword and just kind of chuck it on the ground. That was the only thing that hurt it. Even your... Whatever the fuck you did with the explosion, it made a hole, but it didn't last very long. That's the only thing that did damage.
Can Eris take a look at it?
Sure thing. Give me a magiance or something blacksmithing related.
I'm gonna do Magians.
Just gonna press my hand against my shoulder and try and stop the bleeding while this is going on.
Immediately, you feel your hand soak in blood.
Do I eyeball that?
Not yet. Eris, on an 11, you can tell that this sword clearly has some sort of scientific or religious significance because it hurt the Fiondas. You will recall. Oh damn, what was his? Callisto. You'll recall Callisto talking about a metal that could hurt the Fiondas. But on an 11, no other details.
I mean, I've heard about special metal weapons that can hurt the Fiondas. This must be one of them. But that's all I got. We'll have to find somebody who knows more than me. Cash?
I can do it. I will look at it too.
Your thing. Okay. I need a moment with Casual.
Okay.
You know that place you came from up north?
Yeah.
Where they were doing that huge mining operation?
Yeah.
This is the treasured metal.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Any further questions?
Uh.
Yeah, I mainly wanted to keep it private because I didn't want them to know that you'd come from the place where we're heading.
No, yeah, totally. No, that's good. I'm good with that. I feel good about that.
You feel good about that?
Yeah.
Great.
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 Can they come back now?
They can come back, yeah.
Whoops.
Paige.
Cash immediately pulls out their notebook and starts to like sketch out this blade.
Do you recognize it?
Oh, Kaiden, can you make me another mental resistance roll, please?
It's fine.
The blade?
Kaiden, the pain is too great. You've lost too much blood. You are unable to stand.
Oh.
And I will repeat for our our Yonfin. Kaiden, you've lost too much blood. The pain is too much. You are unable to stand. I'm not saying you are unconscious, but you're at least gonna have to take a knee.
Do you recognize that? Cash.
What?
The sword. Do you recognize it?
Oh, the sword? No. The metal? Yeah.
Well, what is it?
It's a metal that's being fashioned north of here. If everything is to be believed, it's capable of taking on the Fiondas.
Do you know what the metals from north of here, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Still sketching.
Right, okay, sorry. Never seen anything like it. I guess I've worked with metal quite a bit. Right, okay. Kaiden tries to get up and grab the sword and is not able to.
I mean, to be fair, Cash is like drawing it, so probably moves it.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, Kaiden, are you perchance in any pain that could be alleviated?
I'm fine. I'm lying.
I know you said you look like the ass end of a donkey, but you're kind of acting like one too. I hate to break it to you, Kaiden. Why don't you just let me fix your shoulder?
Has the avalanche stopped yet?
It's beginning to slow. Do you make me one more mental resistance?
Hey!
Good. You're starting to feel sleepy. You can resist it, but you feel real sleepy.
Ooh.
Elena, what do you got?
Oh, I have a whole bag of goodies here. And she like opens it up. She's like, I got some healing balm. I got some bandages. I do have the bone saw if you waited too long. I have some numbing herbs going on. I have everything really. Kind of. Maybe.
How close is everyone sort of packed into this cave?
Pretty close. You can all fit comfortably, but if Reese and Hope had made it, it would be a bit tight in here.
Fine. Give it a look.
All right now. And she like kind of, if you're willing, guides you back to one of the, I think there was a like something to sit on like a log or something, and kind of plants you there if you let her.
What do you grab to guide him?
Not the bad arm, the other arm.
He'll let you, but it's very, very reluctant.
And then I don't know how your armor is, but Eleanor would start like kind of peeling back that piece that was near it.
It's damaged anyway, so you could remove it fairly easily.
I mean, Kaiden gets flighty when you get near his left shoulder, but he doesn't have any strength left to fight you off, so he just kind of gets really tense.
Kaiden, you gotta take some deep breaths. I'm not gonna bite you. Something else is basically already has.
Yeah, right.
I'm only going to help you. And she like kind of starts to take the bandages and stuff and like wipe off some of the blood so she can see the real damage to it. What does she?
Yeah, Scrat. Should I describe it or should you?
I think I will describe. But first of all, who is looking? Cashel is not. Eris, are you looking at the wound or are you looking at the blade?
Eris is looking at the blade.
In that case, Cash and Eris, could you remove your headphones for a second? Eleanor, as you pull back the armor and look at this wound, you would definitely see the wound first. It's deep, it's bad, looks like there's some shoulder damage there, but you think with a little bit of some of that Demorphin magic and some healing ways, you can probably fix it up okay. However, right next to the shoulder, completely unmarred by this damage, is a brand. The brand is that of a serpent, forming a Celtic knot.
I recognize this brand.
I can't remember if I've shown you it before or not. Yes. You would have seen a similar mark on Hope's armor.
Okay. Like a regional clan brand?
Make me an erudition roll. None of the clans you recognize.
All right. Eleanor was kind of chatting before, just like to Kaiden to what she was taught to just kind of calm people down and distract them as she like cleans, and she is just talking to Kaiden. She's, yeah, you know, my brothers have stabbed each other a bunch. I'm really used to this kind of stuff. And she just pauses and she looks at it, kind of even faintly, like puts her hand out to touch it.
The minute you do that, Kaiden just jerks away.
Okay, if you don't have any more questions, I think we should probably do this with the other guys with their headphones on, because they'll be able to hear and see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Carry on, if you could just describe that again, the things that are sounded out.
Yeah, Eleanor's just kind of talking to Kaiden, and she's like, as she's starting to wipe off blood and stuff, and she just, yeah, my brothers, they stab each other all the time. I'm really used to fixing this up. It's really not uncommon for me. And is just kind of talking away to Kaiden and pauses.
The minute you reach out to try and touch it, Kaiden just yanks away.
Kaiden, it's all right. It's just a wound. Just a wound. You know, I can fix it up in 2 seconds and we'll have it patched and covered.
Right.
The sooner you let me, the sooner it's done.
Right. Yeah.
And I get straight to healing, attempting to help his healing.
Sure. You know what? You're not rushing this. There's snow outside, so you're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst you are healing and whilst you are taking notes about the sword, I think this is a perfect time to pan across to Reese. Reese, you are thrown down this mountain.
Yeah.
Please, can you take 2d10's worth of damage?
Oh God. Do I roll it?
I would love for you damage.
This is just mean and unusual. 10.
You take 10 points of damage.
Ouch.
And so you do not fall unconscious. You hit trees. A rock kind of like half crushes you in the snow at one point. But you are ultimately deposited not off the cliff. Hey, Love Lindy, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. You are deposited near the edge where you've just come from.
Guess we didn't go off.
In fact, you're literally on the bridge. The last remnants of the bridge, it hasn't been knocked away. Those foundations are strong. But you are there, and you can see a hand sticking out of the snow next to you.
How far up out of the snow am I?
You're high enough. The bridge has created like a shallow area.
I'm gonna reach for the hand and try to help pull it out.
Breaking glass?
Oh, no. Roommate coming home.
Got it, okay.
We have bells on the door for the dog.
Got it. So sorry, the glass completely threw me.
I'm gonna reach for the hand and hold on to it and try to start digging them out.
Yes, it soon becomes clear that this is Hope. They are
Yeah,
unconscious.
then I'm gonna go even further. Like, just go harder and faster trying to dig her out and pull her up out of the snow.
It would seem that something has struck their head during the fall. You can see blood trickling down the side of their face, and they are unconscious. Cold. Not like dead body cold, but I mean their lips are blue.
How stable does the snow around us seem?
It's calming down.
But I wouldn't trust it. I kind of want to move as far in from the ledge as possible without disturbing too much snow and just carry her in my arms away from the edge.
And you can do so. Trudging through the snow. The snow does feel quite
Loose.
solid at this point.
Really?
However, it's kind of it feels loose, but like it's not moving under your feet.
Okay.
Like it's falling as you would expect. Like if you've ever accidentally crossed a lake that's covered in snow, you'll know what I mean by it. Like it seems to just fall too deep, and you may want to spread out a little bit to stop yourself from sinking under. But it's not currently hurtling down the side of the mountain, so it's stable in a respect.
Okay. I'm not good at this, but I'll try to tend to her wounds somehow. Like, try to get her alright, set her down, and just really start to focus on her, getting her warmed up, take my cloak off, lay it over her, and try to tend to her head.
Okay, So, you wouldn't know Demorphin mysteries. You wouldn't know Magians.
No, but, like,
You-
the old-fashioned way of bandage to the head sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think we could either go with, natural environment, erudition, or... Yeah, natural environment or erudition.
Survival, too, maybe?
Yeah, survival definitely works, yeah.
Okay. 21.
Oh. She's not dead. She's gonna be okay.
Okay.
She needs warmth.
There's the good rolls when I need them.
She needs warmth. And she just needs rest, I guess, for the time being. You're not a Demorphin or anything, but you've patched them up as best you can. As long as the wound will heal. You'll just have to see how they are when they wake up. It would be great to get them to a Demorphin or an Eonphin, though.
But of course they're buried, so digging in towards them is not going to be easy.
Zoom chat, sorry.
I think for the moment, does the area look clear? Like, is there any, besides, avalanche debris and stuff like that?
It looks so clear. There are no trees. The rocks all look smoothed away. It's like crisp snow everywhere. So clear.
Shit. I don't want to yell because that's just dumb. I'm gonna make another one. I'm basically going to try to, hopefully take my claymore, which hopefully is still on my back, and start poking at the snow to try to, figure out like where it's deepest, find like a hole, find the wall that we were once near.
Well, I mean, you can see the mountain still rising out of the snow. You can still see that. It's sort of more like skate
Flat.
sloped now,
Yeah.
than it was before. But as you poke around with your sword, you hit something that's sort of like stiff. It feels like a root. You venture in to touch it. It's the top of a tree.
Oh. Oh, okay. That complicates things a bit. I'm gonna try to clear out a little bit of it so that I can get wood to at least start making some kind of fire, because we're gonna be here for a while.
Indeed you can. Very, very damp wood is what you can collect, though.
Yeah. But it's wood to at least start off and lay it out to dry. Fuck. Go back to Hope and try to wake her up? I don't know.
He isn't awake currently. But hey, let's go back into the cave. As you all are continuing your investigations, be them medical or mineral, you feel the rumbles stop. They sort of slow over time.
I think once a few minutes have passed and the rumbling is kind of stopped, Eris is going to turn her attention to where the mouth of the cave was.
Very dark. Snow on the outside, but like, you know how usually when you can see through snow, you can see the light shining through? Very dark.
Is there like any kind of leftover like sticks or branches that seem sturdy from like a previous occupant?
Oh
of the
yeah,
ca-
there'd definitely be walking staves in this cave.
Could I take one and try and find the entrance to the cave and kind of push it up to see if there hits a spot where it gives, like if I can get it all the way through the snow or if it just keeps having resistance?
As you do that, you feel snow sort of like tumble into the cave with you. As you push up and up and up and up, you feel resistance nearly all the way up. Right at the end, it feels a little softer, but not like it's in free air. It just feels a little softer.
Eris, any luck?
I mean, I think we're in here pretty deep. Wasn't able to get all the, I don't think I was able to get all the way out. I was getting closer to the top. It was getting easier to push through, but there's like several feet and it's just going to keep caving in on us. And she's going to kind of start pacing the outer edge of this tiny space, starting to look very uncomfortable. And it, like, she's like double checking the walls and like the ceiling and like looking for any other possibility and getting very like,
Okay. You have investigation or reason or anything like that?
I have observation.
Yeah, observation.
And I have just general perception.
Observation or general perception, either of those would be fine. Okay, on a difficult check, you can see, as you look around this cave, there are indeed fin points. There is a small, like, shutter built into the ceiling, which can be accessed by a stick. It looks like a chimney for fire.
can I try and open it and see how much snow falls in, or if we actually get sunlight?
Sure thing. As you poke it with a stick, I guess you get people to like move out of the way and stuff.
Yeah.
As you open it with the stick, indeed snow does fall in. There's a small pile on the ground, but as the snow falls in, you do see some light shining through. Reese, on the side of the mountain, if you're collecting wood or anything like that, you will see a sudden sink appear slightly up the mountain.
I go trekking up that way and poke my head in, look down the hole.
Looks like it leads into a
Carefully.
cave.
Might even see Eris at the bottom, like, oh!
Hello? Oh.
Guys, it's Reese.
Yeah. Hope isn't doing too good up here. I'm fine-ish. Gonna bruise a hell of a lot. Are you guys okay?
I'm alive.
I had hoped being in there would make you guys all fine.
Great, I'm great.
That's one. I'm gonna try to dig you guys out. Just be careful. Don't make any more snowfall in there. All right. And keep this open.
Scrat, how am I doing in terms of my injury?
Oh, with Alienor tending to you, you would have taken the time it needs to get this healed properly. You're bandaged, but you have movement of your shoulder back. It's going to need probably a long rest to start healing up. You're going to need a bandage on it for at least a week.
So, do I have the strength to like stand up, or am I still kind of like sleepy and woozy?
We'll say that Alienor's given you some sort of concoction to restore your strength.
Sweet.
If you'd like as well, how do I say this without getting everyone to take their headphones? You could request Alienor to do something to cover it. That's between you two.
Yeah. Can Alienor and I whisper to each other in a way that the others in the cave can't hear?
Sure, we can do that. Do you want that?
I would like that.
May we have a quick private moment?
Can I roll to see if I can hear it anyway?
Sure thing.
Okay.
This is kind of what I do.
You freaking can. You hear everything.
Eris, please leave your headphones on.
Thank you.
As you're bandaging up, I'm just gonna sort of motion you in close. Don't tell anyone about that. Okay?
As she is like bandaging more and heading up, she's like, about what? And just kind of covers the whole side over there. And kind of, if Caden, she kind of reaches down and just attempts to squeeze Caden's hand. Like, there's nothing there. We just have a little wound and a little bit of a bandage.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's my job.
Do you think that is a way to get rid of it permanently?
You can... Well, what do you mean by permanently? We could rebrand, I guess.
Preferably something less painful, but
Yeah, I'll ponder it. And
no one else can know. No one.
Yet again, I don't know what you're talking about. And she kind of like looks away as she's like putting this bandage on. Like, I know nothing. She's really bad at it, but she's trying.
I kind of figured, but you know what? We appreciate.
Yeah. We all have things that not everyone should know about, and that's all right. I don't need to know about yours unless you want to tell me. I'm pretty good at listening.
Thank you.
Yeah, say no more.
Thank you so much. Should I, because that was a critical success game leader, should I tell Kelly what that is?
Well, let's ask Kelly. Kelly, having heard this, would Eris, Ryan sneak a peek at what they're trying to cover up?
Immediately.
You see a brand on Kaiden's shoulder. There's a snake fashioned into a Celtic knot.
Is this a symbol that I recognize?
I believe so, yes. At minimum from Hope's armor. But I'm also fairly sure you've seen it again. We had a private chat about that, though.
I don't remember.
Okay, let's grab another quick private chat. Just for a moment, Kaiden and Eleanor, please. No. Private moment. Wait, one more private moment. Yep. So Eris, when you were looking at the No, it's not you. I nearly gave away something I shouldn't. Don't worry. You recognize it from Hope's armor.
Oh, okay.
But let's not tell everyone else that I did that. Let's just pretend like I've given you some sort of extra information.
Okay, I'm down. Totally down. I'm like, I don't remember this at all. This is not in my notes. I have them right here.
I was gonna say, when your face didn't light up from your notes, I thought, yeah, but you'd recognize it from Hope's armor.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Let's get everyone back. Okay. Nothing to see here.
Right, well, I should probably help try and dig out now that I'm a little better. Cash, you done with the sword?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right.
I'll push it back to Caden.
I will put it back. Unless anyone objects, I will take it back.
No, you did a great job of swinging it.
I'm not good at a lot of things, but I can do that. And I can also hopefully help
at a
take
lot of things either.
What is it? The boom thing. That was...
Oh, I can do the boom thing. I can't like cross logs or, you know, stuff.
If we didn't end up snowed in a cave, I'd say the boom thing was pretty helpful.
Do we have any way? Cash, do you have enough knowledge to make this thing a bit less big boom and more like control burn?
I mean, I can see what I can do.
Cash, if you would like to see if you can alter this item, you can use Magiance with focuses on creation, weapon manufacture.
Okay, I am going to use my advantage, please.
Uh-huh. You're really good at rolling the same number, like...
Yeah, apparently.
You are consistent.
It was a 3, so I've done 3 2s and 2 3s in this session so far.
And then Reese had the double nat 1 as well, right?
Yeah, it's rough.
You guys are doing great.
Yep.
Okay, but that's still a good roll. You could do something, but you'd need more equipment.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if anyone else has anything that, like, I can use to adapt it, sure. I have some flux. I have, some standard tools, but I'd need more to work with.
Figured that might be the case.
Yeah,
Hey,
otherwise totally doable.
Cool. I'm gonna remember that for later. Reese?
Yeah, I'm still up here.
Eris, so we're in a pretty small room. We're like not quite elbow to elbow, but if you were in here, we would probably be elbow to elbow. And there's at least, I don't know, a bunch of feet of snow blocking the entrance, and there's no other way out of here. So
Oh, I know you're down there deep. I found the top of a tree.
Oh, fascinating. Well, so do you have any recommendations as to the best way for us to get out of here? Because you seem to know more about this than I do. I was originally thinking we could burn our way out.
First of all, the boomstick thing got us in this situation.
Yeah, well, that's why we're not doing that. But I was thinking I was hoping for more of a gentle burn, maybe like a melt our way out, not a blast our way out. But I wanted your opinion.
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like if you burn and make too much smoke down there, you're probably gonna make yourselves pass out.
Isn't that what
Even with this chimney?
Huh.
Too much burning will lead to a lot of smoke, and you better hope this chimney could filter it all out. I wouldn't risk it, personally.
Should we start digging then?
Well,
Or make some kind of marker.
Caving in. Well, what are we gonna do? Wait here till spring?
No, we're gonna dig you out. Don't worry. Just help me find where you guys are, some kind of marker. If I can start digging and we dig in towards each other, we can get you all out.
Can I stand underneath the thing and just walk towards where the entrance is and get a measurement of how far that is approximately?
Sure. Give me an erudition roll. Oh, yeah, it is.
I can tell you the number of centimeters across.
Well, you would know. Distance is measured in steps. A step is actually a controlled measure, and you know it. It is about 6 steps from the hole.
Okay. And so I relay the approximate distance.
I have a beautiful mind moment where you're factoring the angles and the slope. And...
The algebra just goes across Eris's face.
You need to go that way. That many steps.
Give you the exact degrees northward that you need to go.
6-digit coordinates.
It's a little eerie that you know it that precisely, but all right. He kind of treks down the hill a little bit to where she says and kind of takes his claymore and sticks it as far down into the snow as he can, hoping to get something.
Gash is so impressed.
Wiggle it back and forth.
Did you leave the staff in the snow?
If it would stay, yeah.
Yeah, so then you'll knock against the staff with a bit of
Alright.
wiggling.
All right, I leave the hilt sticking up so I can at least see it. Walk back up to the hole and be like, "Found you. We're gonna start digging. I'm gonna start digging up here. Just stay calm. Eat something. Rest. We got a long day ahead of us, so you might as well just get your sleep while you can.
I mean, we'll be here.
Not going anywhere." And he treks back down and starts digging like a dog.
And
Give
Eris
me.
goes to the far corner of the cave and takes a nap.
Eris takes a nap. Lovely. Reese, can you give me a survival check, please?
Oh,
No one stops him. Kaiden is going to start digging on this side. If no one stops him.
You would have seen the snow falling in when I stuck the stick up there.
Yeah, but I was also half passed out, so. I don't make good decisions. Kelly, do you think Kaiden makes good decisions? No.
Kaiden tries. That is the hashtag. It's there for a reason.
Eris has decided to take a nap, so.
Fair. Wouldn't stop you because of the snow, but because she just healed you. And knows she put some type of bandages that are kind of tenuous at this point. Kaiden, why don't you just take a really nice break? Risa, he hasn't. Why don't you just sit down? You just take a little break. I have some beef. Would you like some beef?
Or he can get through that all by himself.
Yeah, have you not seen him? He's kind of a better man.
Alright. Right. Alright. I'll take a sit. Very reluctantly.
I just dig for a while until I start getting sore. Go check over on Hope every once in a while.
Yeah, Hope isn't coming around, but she isn't getting less stable either. As you dig, you can get... It'll probably take you about... With a marker, it's going to take you about... let's see, on a 16, about an hour. About an hour to construct a sort of stairway out of compacted snow that leads you down to the hole. So about an hour later, you hear the clatter of a broadsword fall against the cave floor, and Reese appears at the cave entrance.
Hi. You're all right? All accounted for. Hope is up here. She probably needs somebody to look at her. I tried to help her, but she is not waking up, and I am slightly concerned now. So, can we...
Eleanor!
Yeah? I immediately kind of shuffle that. Do I need to climb up since it's kind of... Or is it enough that I can kind of crawl?
I think Reese has made fairly well constructed steps.
It's a big hole. He's a big man.
Would it be a bear-sized hole?
Just barely.
No.
No!
That was both Eris and Kelly talking. Just
I can't.
We're not sorry.
I go up the hole and look for Hope.
Oh, he would
because
lead
of all
you
this.
right over to her immediately. Just be like, come on, let's go.
Because of all that damp snow as well, that hole would definitely contain a grizzly bear.
I can't
Okay.
even.
I feel better now.
I can't even be mad since I made the hopeless joke in Zoom chat earlier.
Yeah, you can, Eleanor, you can see Hope. They are cold. They have taken an injury to the head. They are currently unconscious. You would have something in your pack that can bring them around, though. But they need heat.
All right. Reese, would you be so kind as to start a fire?
I got wood, but it's damp.
I think we've got some wood in here.
We can try. Well, I pick her up in my arms and start carrying her back towards the cave. And slip her in carefully, cradle in her, bring her in, set her down on the floor. She's still wrapped up completely in his cloak as well, so he's purposely keeping her rather warm at this point.
Yeah, as warm as can be. And Reese, you are suffering. You feel cold as a result of that, of course.
He's just ignoring it.
Now that we have 2 holes, can we light a fire?
Yeah,
I'm
probably
gonna
for the
start
best.
piling wood into the little fire pit we have.
The fire pit is currently full of snow.
Gonna clear the fire pit and then start piling it with the wood we have.
Of course. Oh, you can even find there's some like dry like hay or straw in there that could be used to get it going fairly easily.
Cash goes to sit by Hope and just watches.
Are you filtering right now?
Maybe.
She is not going to die. And if she
Eleanor-
did, she's off limits.
What? No. Of course.
Right, Reese got a tinderbox.
I mean, Reese is an experienced person. You have dry stuff. I'm not gonna make you roll to get a fire started here. But if anyone would like a private moment to talk about any character's actions, no finger pointing, lots of thoughtful faces.
Reese is just very, very, like, he's sitting purposely close to Hope with her in his lap, almost.
So Reese seems hopeful.
Points.
I can't.
Mad points for that one. That was good.
I might want a private real quick.
Yeah, sure. Take a real quick private with Kaiden. Oh, hi.
Everything's fine. After the thing was revealed, can I sort of gauge everyone's, well, more Eleanor's expression, or if anything changed?
Sure, do you have any skills which allow you to read people?
Do I? I have relation. Relation, I have perception, but I think in terms of reading emotions,
I
relation.
think relation would work, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a critical fail, so.
Everything seems absolutely fine. No change in Eleanor's demeanor. They are bound to keep your secret forever.
Okay.
Hey, Speedy, thank you for the host.
Oh. Okay. I guess it's more of that went a lot better than I expected. Nothing went wrong.
Yeah, no one
Was mad.
No
one seemed mad.
No one seemed mad. The only person who saw it was Eleanor, and they seemed fine.
That's good, right?
Tell me. Here's a critical fumble. What if they're tending to be okay, so they don't alert you?
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
They were nice. They were on my side. Nothing is gonna happen, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that might be what they want you to think.
Why would she be, she wouldn't be mad at me. I haven't done anything to her. I don't believe anything. It should be, it's probably fine. I think I would like to trust her. I'd like to believe I have a friend in case anyone else finds out. I don't know if that's true, though. That's not great.
Silence answers your brain.
Okay, we can go back now. I have worked out my feelings.
I think that the best word for what Cash is doing is leering.
not vulturing?
It's not vulturing. Well, I mean, it could be, but like leering though, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You look so much like the ring girl. I just can't. Like, I need to roll like a sanity check every time I like look at like Kelly needs to. It's oof.
But also you're kind of a little bit in love with me.
A little.
So, you get the fire started. Alienor, maybe give me a Demorphin Mysteries roll or something related to healthcare or hope.
Do you prefer knowledge or mysteries?
Up to you.
Ooh.
Oh, she's gonna be fine. She's just like, you know, you just need some warmth and like. Reese has actually done a pretty good job of tending to her wound. When she like, you know, you can do the equivalent of like shining lights in her eyes, and like everything seems to be working normally. So you're probably fine.
All right. I'll just make sure there's like no damp clothes or fur or anything on her. I kind of just tuck her in like a little burrito near the fire. Not too close.
Do you know when she's gonna wake up?
No, Hope will wake up when she wants to wake up.
It's not the answer I wanted, but I'll take it.
Reese, how are you feeling?
Sore. Very sore. I'll be fine.
All right. Tell me if you need anything. I got a bunch of them. She kind of shakes her bag. I have a bunch of stuff in here.
Believe it or not, I have actually probably been hurt worse. A lot. So. But I will definitely be feeling this in the morning.
All right. I have some salves and balms if you need them.
The Fiondas didn't get you, did it?
No, but it did get you.
Alienor took care of it. I'm good. Alright, I will be.
Does it look alright? Is there like blood coming through the bandages or anything?
I mean, you know, like Alienor's done a great job patching it up, but wounds be bloody, yo.
True dat. True dat.
It probably looks slightly better than when you last saw it. That isn't saying much
But
though,
then-
considering where it started.
Saying that as well, like you can see there's like bandaging going on here, and there's a little bit of blood on the bandages. But also, if you were to inspect Kaiden's clothing, you can see it's soaked in blood.
Yeah.
You probably should sleep that off or something. Did you get food in him or something?
Did you take the beef I offered?
Kaiden might have had a little bit of a. It was more of a I need to chew on something so I don't yelp when you start patching things up. More so that it was actually eating.
So no is the answer.
Probably should get some food in you before you pass out from blood loss. I'm kind of surprised you didn't for what it's worth.
Eleanor gave me. I never was good at medicine, but I feel alright ish.
Right, well, I don't want to have to drag you around if you're going to be hurt and passing out, so please eat something. Please?
Fine, alright.
Hand you beef.
Thank you. I'll sit in the corner and munch.
Thanks, Reese. He's quite the stubborn man. I basically had to force him to fix him.
Sounds about right.
I was really focused on trying to get you and Hope first, but you know, can't do much when you're not able to stand or anything. I'm good now, so I'll be fine.
Just, I don't think we're going anywhere for tonight, honestly. So we probably should just rest up at least before we get on the road. It's not going to be easy. A lot of the markers are now going to be covered, at least in this area. So we're going to have a fun time trying to find out where to go again.
All right. Well, if you two want to sleep, I can take the first watch. I wasn't injured, and I didn't take a watch the other night in the Osaka cuddle. So if y'all want to cuddle, I can watch.
Yeah, that'd probably be for the best.
All right, and you should keep an eye on Hope in case she wakes up.
Right?
I'll take third watch if anybody wants to take a second.
I'll do it.
Do we need a fourth?
What would I be watching for? I'm just kidding, I know.
Eris looks over at Cash and goes,
I think Cash smiles a little bit every time Eris acknowledges their presence.
That's so sad.
I love it. I adore this.
So, Eris's appreciation means a lot to me. Kelly's appreciation means a lot to me. We share that.
Yeah, I mean, we can do 4 watches, probably. That seems fine.
I
Sounds
I'm
like
gonna
a
go
plan.
back.
do I need to take one?
No.
No.
You should just focus on the whole not dying thing.
I love the image of all 4 of you just be like, no!
Go to sleep!
Kaiden, the Morthan's orders, you have to sleep.
Alright, alright, fine. Okay. I didn't think y'all cared that much. I'll go sit in the corner and sleep. A little kind of like, oh god, everyone said no! That was a lot.
So,
Right,
go on, carry on.
Oh no, I was just gonna tell him, off to bed for the rest of you. We start now. I need you all better because I'm not very good with the stabbing and the poking.
Reese is definitely gonna curl up next to Hope and sleep by her to keep her warm. And no other reason.
Of course.
I mean, I'm gonna. When I say corner, I mean corner by the fire. I'm not intentionally trying to. Cold.
Yeah, of course. Just the opposite side of the fire or whatever, yeah. So you guys can sleep. Who was taking first watch?
Me.
Can I have a private moment with Alienor, please?
Oh god.
Eleanor, as you keep watch and you see the people behind you sort of start to settle down, some with various, varying degrees of success in getting to sleep. When they are all finally reasonably still, restful, you see a Kamor by the cave entrance.
Eleanor stands up and kind of tries to tiptoe over, not as a secret, but not to disturb all her currently resting patients. And she kind of goes over and she's like, you're a tad bit late I could have used you, I don't know, about a few hours ago. But you're here now. What's going on? Just talks like it's a friend.
It doesn't disappear when you get closer. Probably the first time.
I'm usually chasing you. Aren't you supposed to move and then I go after you and you show me something really important?
It begins to move slowly towards your head.
Kind of like double chin retract back, like, all right.
It follows your forehead.
Oh, okay. I'm going to let this happen, but this is very strange. And kind of just braces herself because this is just weird.
And as it sort of like rests on your forehead, covering your eyes, suddenly you can see with eyes that aren't your own. This is a very strange, a very strange feeling. You feel like you've always been able to see like this, but it's different somehow. You see an earth golem laying on its face in the water. And somehow you know that this represents Tree Kazal.
Kazal?
The continent, the peninsula, Tree Kazal.
Okay.
The creature is restless, stirring as things on its back are causing it trouble. As you zoom in, you see they look like mites, little green mites with long teeth biting at its back and chipping away. Some using machines. At the very center of its spine, which you somehow know means the more Roimh, you can see an ant's nest with creatures burrowing deep into its back. And as you see creatures go in, you see like a tinge every time. The water and air elements are trying to help the golem, trying to flush away these small creatures. But they are resolute.
I can only view, right? I can't like go forward towards this in this site.
You can lean in closer.
Eleanor like leans in, whether physically or just mentally, and looks at these ants and just kind of inspects them more. I mean, they're just ants. Like, what can they do to hurt?
As you get closer and closer, you realize that they are not ants. Give me a... No, actually, no. You, see them for what they are. Creatures. That look at first like they have beaks or pincers or that sort of thing, but actually you realize they are only two-legged creatures that use tools. These are humans. As you get closer to the ant's nest, you see it's actually not really an ant's nest, but a hive of something pulling rocks out of the golem's back.
All right. I see we have a bit of a wee problem. And she kind of like, does she see the Kamoke still like in her mind, or she can, if not, she just kind of talks into the open.
It's more talking into the open, yeah.
Okay. And she's like, are you going to take us there? I mean, I would love to help, but I don't know exactly where this could be. And there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things trying to stab at us. And
Your attention is immediately drawn to a noise from the nearby mountainside. It is a loud bang. As you see 5 small ants, people you know now, that have shot a twisted one. That comes naturally to you, that turn of phrase, twisted one. It looks like one of the Kamoch, but wrong. And as the twisted one falls, you see the wind and water elements combining to rush to try and smother these people with this weapon. And you would know that this represents the 5 of you shooting the Fiondas. And then the avalanche that followed it.
all right, if you're trying to help, why are you trying to kill us? Is it just the boom? Do you not like the boom? Or is it that we're trying to hurt the Fiondas? I mean, and she kind of like motions around, hoping for an answer.
There's not really an answer. You get the impression that this Kamal can only really show you things how they are, without any depth of explanation.
All right, can you show me a path?
It goes up the mountain a little way, through a pathway that is now covered. When you get to the top, you can see from there the anthill.
On the top of the mountain, okay.
It's not on the top, but you can see from the top.
Oh,
So at least you'll have a direction.
all right. So I take it we shouldn't do any more boom booms. That's what I'm getting a sense of.
You feel a sense of rewinding. The boom, followed by defense.
All right. I'll do my best. We have 2 boom booms here. They like to do it. I'll do my best. And I just kind of like motion to wherever I feel like this thing is kind of watching me from. Like, I'll try. But it would help if you gave me a little bit more direction sometimes. You could kind of send a Fiondas and then not really give me a forewarning. If you could just send a little fire spirits. I kind of noticed them really easily. They're really, really hot.
You feel cold, Eleanor.
I don't know. Like natural or like 'cause I'm
Unnaturally
close-
cold. You realize that this light blue Kamoa was probably air or water. Great for producing life. Great for keeping things changing. But not famed for being warm. You feel this presence leave, but as you do, you still can't see. You still have that cold feeling on your face.
All right. And like kind of rubbing at her face, like, thank you. I really appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
As you go to put your hands to your face, you realize that you are laying in snow.
Shite. I like sit up and kind of look where I'm at. Am I just outside the cave?
Nothing else of note happens on your watch.
All right. Eleanor will pick herself up and like kind of quickly shuffle back to the cave and start warming up.
Mhm. Okay. I'm ready to go back if you are.
Mhm.
Who was taking second watch? Eris, Alienor looks slightly cold and damp when you wake.
Did you leave?
I technically I did. I'm not really so much on my own accord, but
Wait,
Komoot came.
one of your fantasy mystical light baubles,
I
like the ones that tried to rain all hell on us back in town.
kind of. This one
Followed it
wasn't
out.
fire though. This one was not fire. It was an air, which is why I'm kind of so cold.
You're cold because you chased down a ball of light.
This would be a really good time to have some whiskey. And she kind of like pulls out her whiskey and sits down on the ground by the fire with Eris. Is like, well, so there's a really long story to this, but the short story is that it kind of showed me some things, and I don't like the boom booms, but that might be a better conversation for tomorrow. I don't really know.
Okay, I'm gonna take your word for that. And I know that I come off kind of like a jerk sometimes, but I'm really curious about these things. I'd love to hear more. Also, you probably shouldn't wander away in the middle of the night in the future if possible.
Well, I shall try, but the Komoots kind of take you where they take you. It's not like you pick it, it's more like a raffle.
Would they give you a minute to like wake us up first?
No, it's not much point. You can't really see him anyways.
Yeah, but then there'd still be somebody on watch of the sick people.
Nah, yeah, maybe next time.
That's all I ask.
Fair enough, Eris. I do appreciate the concern, and I will do better next time. I got a little excited.
That's okay. It's a learning experience.
All right, I think it's my nap time now.
Okay, and you're gonna tell us about wandering out into the snow tomorrow.
Yeah, I absolutely. I have a whole story. I can draw you little things in the snow. It'll be really great.
Maybe like an interpretive dance, because that would be really great.
If I have whiskey before,
Done.
yes.
Okay. Good night.
Goes over and joins the. If there's an Osog cuddle happening, which I believe there is, joins the Osog couple.
I have a private moment of Eris then, please. What's on Eris's mind as they go into watch?
Well, two things. First, she's wondering. Oh, I'm supposed to be trying to hide. Oh, don't look at my notes either. So first, she's thinking about the snake symbol and if she's seen it before, if she knows what it is. Because apparently I don't. Surprise.
If you want to search your mind for previous things, or maybe do you keep a notebook? You could look through your notebook perhaps, or maybe you bought textbooks with you or something. You could use an erudition or knowledge sort of roll.
Yeah, she keeps notes of different things that she reads that seem relevant, especially if they're symbolic in nature.
Okay, yeah, give me an erudition roll. Okay. Criminals are often branded.
by like the government, which is why it's on Hope's armor too.
Funnily enough, no. Usually, they're branded by other criminals as sort of like a gang mark of like,
Part of the club.
yeah, part of the club. Sometimes gang induction.
So the fact that it's also on Hope's armor would imply that she has knowledge of this group as well.
Apps. That sort of throws it into question. Like the branding definitely looks like criminal behavior, but like wearing it on armor.
Eris immediately wonders if this is a cult thing, given her history, by the way. She's on high cult alert all the time.
We need Jay in chat like that.
Well, she's trying to figure out what happened to her brother, so... Ooh, now anybody watching knows some backstory. So the other thing that I think is on her mind is Cash in general, like Cash's existence. I don't think Eris had,
right?
Yeah, I don't think Eris had imagined that people could like just like live on their own apart from society that weren't like Reese, that weren't like hunting and trapping and camping. Like and so I think she's spending a lot of time kind of digging in her knowledge about magians and how you learn it and where you get it from and everything that she had been taught by her mentor in the past about like where this Cash person could have come from.
They mentioned earlier that they came from the north.
Which is also where they make that metal. And there's a town that's up that way, right?
There's nothing north except for the Aelwood Soch. Unless you go really, really north and then you get out the other side to like the river that passes through the Roimh.
But that's where we're going, kind of, right?
We're heading towards Aelwood Soch, yeah.
Okay.
She might be from there. Or at least an emissary from there. Maybe something's happening there.
So maybe a good idea to ask her if they're getting themselves into trouble by heading that way. Ask them, sorry. And then, last thing, I swear to God. And then, Reese has been acting very differently since coming back into the cave, given that he had been so people avoidant before. And while Eris is not very good at interacting with people, she's better at like noticing behavior and like maybe not necessarily understanding it, but noticing that it's different. Is there anything there that like strikes a chord with her behavior wise? Does it seem like concern or?
Yeah, it seems like concern. And it will remind you of one of the things that you were taught to recognize when you were undergoing your spy training was that security detail and like house heads of house and that sort of thing, whenever they are sent under attack, they go into like they go on full alert mode and like they start being hyper focused on getting people safe, and they will follow the plan no matter what. So quite often your job is to just learn where the plan is so that you can learn where the safe room is or whatever to give the information to the relevant parties, you know? It was just part of your training. I don't know if you've actually done this or not, but Reese's behavior seems a lot like that. Like, okay, there's a problem. We need to solve this problem.
Solve the problem. Okay. That's all.
Okay.
While I'm on watch, is there anything that I notice outside?
There's like movement around.
Like animal movement?
Wanna go look?
Yeah, if things start moving, she's gonna poke her head up.
Give me an observation roll.
Oh no, where'd it go? There it is. Bring it.
You can't see anything out here. You can hear movement in the trees. Over near the, down the way near the snow, you can hear snow falling as something is scrambling up the cliff.
Something big.
You can hear sniffing from the trees. And then something, whatever it is, quite big, yeah. Sounds like it goes from passively wandering. You hear it stop. And then a few moments later, you hear a soft paw tread. As though something's entering prowl mode.
Is it coming? I think Eris is actually going to use her white hair to her advantage and take her hood off so her hair blends in with the snow, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
And tries to get a better view. And can she figure out which way it's going? Like, if it's coming towards the hole, she might wake everybody up. But if it seems like it's not getting any closer, she's gonna just keep track of it.
See a sinuous limb protrude from the undergrowth, followed by a long-snouted creature which has a bone mask covering its face, with like eye sockets that just seem to go deeply forever, mildly burning. There are no antlers, but like small horns that just protrude from this mask backwards. It moves more like a big cat than anything else. It takes another pace out of the undergrowth towards you, and then stops as there is a loud crack from down the pass towards the bridge. You see the Fiondas that Kaiden stabbed yesterday climb, and the creature scurries towards it, dropping its prowling mode.
Wait. This creature is following the Fiondas?
It
from yesterday? The one that we killed?
As it gets closer, it sort of like grips it grips them and pulls them onto the ledge. After a moment, the Fiondas stands, straightening up. And then it begins to walk away into the trees, with the big cat-looking Fiondas following it.
Because they seem to be going away and haven't seemed to have caught attention, Eris is going to go kind of very quietly, very calmly, go back down, and she's going to kind of use some of the snow to put out the fire and close the hatch at the top so that the smoke isn't obvious from outside.
Okay.
And then she's going to climb like halfway up towards the top, so it's still using her hair to hide, and just kind of be on extra high alert. And if she hears anything similar during the rest of her watch, she'll go back down.
You make me a mental resistance roll.
Yeah. I forgot where this is.
All the way down near the. Oh. You're not a forest person.
No. I'm used to things that go bump in the night being other humans.
Every noise makes you jump. Every sound, even like things creaking in the night, you're getting more and more scared that there's something out there. Nothing materializes. But by the time you get to next watch, you're a wreck.
She'd promised herself that the only way she's going to wake everybody else up is if something was actually coming, because she wanted the people who were sick to get rest. So she's just going to be like staring out this whole time. Like barely blinking. I think like when anybody else comes sees her, like her eyes are like cracking.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay. Let's go back then, shall we?
Sure.
Welcome back, everyone.
It was hard to tell if you were like signaling us or scratching your ear.
Yeah, I was totally scratching my ear, but then I don't know why this cup makes this
See how this is
itch.
confusing for
Yes, I'll work on that.
No, it's fine.
Who has next watch?
Me? Hi?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to anymore, but yeah, that's me. Let's do it.
Eris, how do you wake Reese when it's time for watch?
Probably more aggressively than necessary. Because Reese is the first person she would have woken up earlier. So you get this like frantic tapping on your shoulder, like
The hell are you doing? What is it? What's wrong?
the first thing you notice is that the fire is out and the hatches of the roof is closed.
What the hell is going on?
There were the Fiondas from yesterday. It wasn't as dead as we thought. And it had a friend in the woods. But it seemed like they weren't coming any closer. So I decided to let everybody keep sleeping. But if they were coming closer, I was going to start waking you up. But I decided to get rid of the smoke so they couldn't see us. And then I sat at the top of the hole and blended in with my hair in the snow. And like kept an eye out, and everything's gonna be fine. I think now, right? Like, can you?
Yeah, fine. Shit.
I did the right thing, right?
I mean, they're not here, so you did the right thing thus far. Just keep your voice a little more down.
You make a lot of noises.
No, I know. Were they going anywhere? Were they coming near us?
No, they didn't seem to get any closer. The cat one with the skull face came out of the woods, and it got its friend that we met yesterday, and then they all went back in the woods together like a happy little family of creepy murder creatures.
They left, though. They're not...
No, I haven't seen them. I saw them toward the beginning of my watch, and I haven't seen them since.
All right, well, that's...
I got a pretty good eye for this thing, and I haven't seen them. I haven't blinked in like 2 hours.
I can tell. Just... Do you think you should sleep, or you can sleep?
There's no way. Eris is wired.
Yeah, Reese, Eris looks frantic. Like, you know how Kelly's face has got like wide eyes and a nervous smile right now? I think that's pretty much in character.
All right. If you can't sleep, just stay up with me on the watch, and we'll keep an eye out and wake up everybody if they come back. I'm gonna go have a little peek. You went out the hole, right?
I just like.
Okay. I'm gonna go have a small peek, and I will be back.
I did
Right?
everything with the fire, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You're fine. Believe me, you did very well. I'm gonna go have a look.
When you say go have a look, do you mean you're just gonna poke your head out, or?
Yeah, I'm not going all the way out. I'm gonna crawl up enough to just peek outside the hole and look around, see if I see any. Just barely, again.
So, as you poke your head out, you can indeed see tracks down the on the path.
Okay.
It's hard not to make tracks in this light, fluffy snow. And where it's got colder at night and it's sort of formed that ice on the top, you can see clearly where something has stepped.
Something big.
Is there a way I could try to, like, disguise the entrance, like, make a slightly bigger mound of snow over, like, to block the sight of the hole? No, maybe.
I mean,
No.
you
Yes.
could, but it's going to take a lot of effort and you're probably going to make a lot of noise.
Yeah, then I probably shouldn't. Alright, I'm gonna duck back down with Eris and definitely be holding the bow in hand and prop it up on his lap, just staring at the hole now to keep watch.
Yeah, I think at this point you notice like Eris is doing this, and you realize it's because she's been gripping something so hard, likely the dagger at her waist.
We're just gonna sit here and watch and make sure we don't hear anything. Okay? If you can sleep, I would suggest it, but you seem a little wound up, so...
Do you know it gets really dark in the woods at night?
I noticed. I live in the middle of them.
I mean, in the city, there's at least somebody's got a candle. You know, there's some kid staying up all night reading a book in bed.
Well, out here, there's quite literally no one to do that, so...
There's a loud creak outside as a branch bends in the wind. Reese, a noise that you're very familiar with. Eris, a noise you are not familiar with.
Fuck. What's that?
How familiar in the sense of something...
Just bending
Just
in the
breeze.
breeze.
Okay. It's fine, don't worry. Normal. You can put the dagger down, alright? Just relax. I don't want to get stabbed in the middle of the night.
I have very good control over this thing. I'm not going to accidentally stab you. Probably.
It's okay, just relax and we will keep listening. It sounds and looks like they went away, but... really don't trust them coming back. just wandered off? How did it look? It fell off a cliff and was shot.
The big fucking cat one came out of the woods and
Okay.
walked over to where the other one was dead, and then the other one was there, and and it just got up and put itself back together again, and they both left together.
Did it still have its head?
Kind of like somebody in their pet.
Did it still have its head, or did it just...
I don't remember.
Sweet.
Yes. Yes. It was put together, right? Scratch?
Yeah, it was together. You could see even from this distance that where the sword had hit it, there was still like
Missing chunk.
not even just missing chunk, but like still looked like it was burning, like embers of a fire. But the where the boomstick hit it in the chest and where its head had been ripped off.
Totally
I mean, there was
fine.
still like there was a cut to the neck,
Mm-hmm.
so it was burning, but it was back on.
Yes, so like all the spots where the magic woo blade over there hit it were still like fucked up, but like even the boomstick didn't do anything. It looked fine. The head was back on mostly. It was like 80% fine.
So,
I mean, it walked away. It didn't need help. It literally just walked back into the woods on its own.
I'm just confused. You're smart. You're like book smart, right?
Kind of, yeah. Sometimes.
Why would something carry its one weakness with it? The one thing that could hurt it?
I don't know. I mean, Cash might actually be the better person to ask. They seem to know what this metal was that I didn't. But better I have it than the enemy has it.
Oh, no, definitely.
I mean, like if I was immune to something and I wanted to learn how to, or if there was only one thing in the world that could hurt me, right? I'd want to find out as much about it as possible. I'd have to have it. And if I found some of it, I'd rather I have it than the other guy have it, so I can get rid of it. You know, he might have killed the poor soul that had it, and he was getting, I don't know, just an idea.
Could I have a private whisper with Eris?
Of course.
Oh. This is new.
Reese is going to be like staring at the blade across the way for a while before looking back at her. I think we're both in agreement that Kaiden can't really handle that thing.
I mean, not especially not with his shoulder all screwed up. I mean, he did his best, and
No, he did. It's just I just don't think he should hold on to it. I don't. What?
Out here, we're in your world. I've come to realize tonight that I am way in over my head, and I'm not just talking about the snow.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when I go into town, I'm in your world, so it's... The fact is, as he is right now, he can't necessarily wield it. So come morning, I kind of think it would be best if I held on to it.
I agree on one condition. I will back you up. If when we get someplace safe, you teach him how to use it.
That's the thing. I shouldn't have to teach him how to use it.
Everybody needs a chance to learn sometimes.
No. You don't understand, and that's okay. You wouldn't necessarily understand. I shouldn't have to teach him how to use a sword because he should already know.
Because he's the blacksmith?
I can trust you, right? I mean, you...
Keeping secrets is literally my life.
I was in the military, you know that. I went off for a few years, trained, came back. This old news at this point to everybody from the village. The whole time I was there, though, I didn't see him. Ever. We got moved around a lot, and I saw a lot of different faces, but I never saw him. Ever. So either he trained somewhere else, or he never trained at all. And if him using that sword earlier was any indication, I don't think he's trained at all.
Well, so that we're on the same page, he was not very happy about having Eleanor look at the wound in his shoulder. And, you know, I did the thing that I did, for good or for bad. And he's got a brand, like a criminal brand. But it's the same symbol that's on Hope's armor, so I don't know if I trust her very much now either.
Do you think they're working together or something?
I think they might know each other better than we think. Or at least Kaiden has been very attached to her. He might recognize something in her, but given that knowledge and what you've said, the military history must be a backstory. A poorly constructed one, in my personal opinion, but, you know, that's a story for another time. I should really teach him how to make a good cover story at some point, probably.
Or don't. If anything, this is bringing out the truth.
I don't think he's a bad guy. He's a kid. He just probably trying to get away from something just like all the rest of us.
I just don't understand why he'd lie about being in the military. Like, it's... Why lie about that? It's not glamorous, it's not great.
Nowhere. Like, we all did what we did, or we all ended up in this town for one reason or another. Except for maybe Eleanor. You know, she was just born out of daisies and unicorn farts.
Well, I was born there too, but I wouldn't know it anymore. Should I really still teach him, though? I don't know if we can trust him.
Someone that I trust a lot has implied that this trip is for a reason and I'm on it for a reason, so I have to imagine the rest of you are on it for a similar purpose. And if we're going to get stuck together, I'd rather have the guy that with the blacksmith's tools also be able to protect my back. Wouldn't you?
If you knew how to use them.
Exactly.
I don't really agree with it, but I'll try to teach him. I really don't want to.
I think there's scarier things out there right now than the kid who tries really hard and doesn't quite get there.
I just can't tell if it's an act or not. If he really means it, if he's truly just trying, or he's only trying and getting halfway there on purpose. There's some days I can't tell.
I'll keep an eye on him, and Hope for that matter, given their shared identity. And, we can revisit this again when we have some more information, and we can talk about what to do.
Fair enough. I'll teach him, but we really, really cannot let him keep that sword. That's the only thing that is keeping us safe out here.
I think if we point out the bum shoulder, it's a good reason for you to have it instead. And thank you for confiding in me. I know I'm not the easiest to get along with, but I appreciate your trust.
And
Thanks for listening, I guess.
the sun is now high in the sky, early morning. While you'll have been talking and watching, a lot of time has passed. There may not be need for Cashel to get a watch in today. Is it okay if I call everyone back?
Yep.
Yes.
I wasn't going to sleep anyway.
No. Welcome back.
As the pair of you have been talking, the sun is higher in the sky than you might have expected. It would seem you missed waking Cashel for their watch.
That's fine.
Does Hope wake up?
Hope wakes up.
Okay.
As will the rest of you, kind of naturally after a good long rest. Kaiden probably sleeps a bit later, healing. As does Hope, but all of you can be up.
All right. Anyone who's got a little boo-boo? I needed a lineup right here. I'm going to look at your little bits. It's going to be great. And I did not mean those bits, I realized after the fact. I meant your shoulder bits.
You're very thorough.
Throw me in the trash, please. Just
Kaiden blushes a little. Is that a confusion?
I'm so sorry.
Little.
It was really on character brand, though. Like, it really worked.
Reese is just like, little.
All right.
Reese kind of looks to Eris and we should probably tell them.
Well, I believe there are 2 sets of stories for the evening. 2, Eleanor.
There's 2?
Eleanor apparently also had an interesting watch, as she told me, but she promised to tell the story today rather than in the middle of the night and risk waking everybody up. So...
How loudly are you speaking?
Oh, normal voice.
I had a real interesting watch too.
Watching the inside of your eyelids.
Yeah, it wasn't half bad.
So last night while I was on watch, I saw big cat-like Fiondas with a skull head come out of the woods and go over to where the one that we thought was dead was. Turns out it's not dead. It just kind of climbed out of the snow and walked away. They keep popping up like daisies.
I was literally about to type that.
I was waiting for it to.
Where did
And,
the first one come from?
It came from the forest, just the woods, the tree cover. It just came out and met its little friend who was all healed except for where the sword hit it. And then the two of them wandered off into the sunset.
I saw the tracks. I can back her up.
Kaiden pulls the sword out from where he's put it on his back. Right, how do you kill one of those things? I thought I did enough damage. I thought I threw it off a cliff.
I think.
So here's my concern too. There were several others that did fall off a cliff. Technically, they fell when the bridge fell. So chances are they're not dead either.
I've only got one sword.
Yeah, but it's a good sword, right? Like it's supposed to be good against them. Just I don't know, maybe you need something a little bit more final, like taking off its head or something.
Tried.
I get it. The cliff was right there. There was only so much we could do. You did good.
All right.
You did a great job yesterday, Kaiden. I do wonder, though, if we should let Rhys have the sword for the moment. Because, I mean, and she just gestures to the sheer size of Rhys. He might swing a little harder. And he knows these things. We don't know these things. And your shoulder, maybe for the time being, let the uninjured party member carry it. You can have it back when we get to town.
I mean, at least you know how to swing a sword. Or one of these.
I trained. Yes, I know.
Right. I guess everyone else would rather Rhys have it than here.
Just for now. Just while you're healing up.
Kaiden hands it over very, very, very reluctantly.
Reese takes it and straps it on next to the other claymore. Now he looks like a witcher. All right. Let's go.
All right.
Cash leans over to Kaiden and says, "We're gonna figure out how to kill these things, and then you're absolutely gonna kill one. I trust that. I've known you for not even 24 hours, and I trust that."
Thank you, I suppose. Right, yeah. That being considered, what else do we do now?
Well, apparently we need a story from Alienor who did something.
Eris sits down and starts taking out snacks for breakfast. And Alienor, you'll notice that she's taking out beef snacks that you thought you had packed that somehow are now in Eris's bag, and she's handing them out to everybody. At some point, you may have also noticed while you were going through your stuff to find your healer's kit that there were a few things that you had thought you packed that were no longer there.
At first, she probably just thought, she was like, oh, I thought I packed this. But then she sees the beef and she's like, this is a little bit too much like being with my 5 brothers, but all right. Okay. So I do have a wee bit of a story. Not Big, all right, it's a little big. All right, so one of those Kamoks came out when you were all sleeping, but it didn't have me chase it this time. What it did was it went to my forehead and kind of let me see things. So there's an earth golem. All right, face down in a puddle. And that's Trigazelle. I'm saying that right. And there was a lot of ants crawling all over it, especially in kind of the center. So it was kind of like a giant anthill, but when I went closer, it's not actually ants. It's more like a lot of humans with tools picking away at the continent. And I saw us kind of like wee little ants kind of crossing, but then we did the boom, and it did not like the boom. Kamoks do not like the boom.
Okay.
They kind of might have started an avalanche to stop the boom.
Wait, so your friends started the avalanche? It wasn't my fault? I mean, I'll take indirectly my fault. That's better than actually my fault.
There was a cause and then there was an effect.
Yeah,
That
but
your little
nice.
and so far these light things that we keep following around have thought about summoning something to kill us and then killing us by trapping us under the snow. Can we please understand a little bit better why we keep following them?
Why do they hate us?
Exactly.
Get back in their good graces or something?
I will dance naked under the full moon if it helps. Like, just tell me what to do.
Whatever if you want to dance stark naked under the moon, you can do that. I won't stop you, but no, the Kamoks don't hate us. They more just have a balance, and we've disrupted the balance with the boom booms.
I mean, the boom did really nothing other than stop the thing for 3 seconds.
Hey,
I think it's something to do with your type of magic that you do. The earth spirits of like my magic does not like your magic. I think I could be wrong. And
okay, so did it not like the noise, or did it not like the magic?
I can't say for certain, but the latter. And but the Kamok did show me a path.
Oh, like a way to get out of here to where we're going.
Well, I don't.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Maybe it's the way we want to go, but it's definitely a way to find where that anthill is, where people are picking at the earth with tools and breaking it.
You do realize we were just hired to bring Hope to where she wanted to go.
Maybe it's the same way.
Do we have a map or something?
I have a mental map.
That's good, but it is not going to help us at the moment. If say this golem thing, anthill, was a map of the continent, where would you put us in relation to this anthill?
I don't really know where the anthill is, but if we go up this path, and she kind of like steps out a little bit emotions where they're covered in snow.
Just be careful.
Yeah. There's like a little bit of a creepy crawly thing going on over here. I guess we're right.
No, yeah.
And go up to the top. We could see the anthill.
You want to go to the top of the mountain?
I'm starting to realize that it might sound a bit crazy, but
A bit dangerous.
that too.
I mean, it's not crazy. It's valid thinking. You get to a tall point so you can see where you are, but the top of the mountain is dangerous. There's a reason we've been sticking to the valleys and the low paths.
But could we make it to the top of the mountain?
We barely made it across a log.
Damn it, Kelly.
I will say the previous times that we have followed Eleanor's friends around have ultimately led us to where we wanted to go. Even if they did try and kill us in the process. Probably better than wandering around the mountainside for the better part of snow season. I know that's winter, but Kelly's tired.
It's not up to me. If you all think that you can make the journey, we can try. But the fact remains that we all agreed, with the exception of Cash, to help Hope get to where she was trying to go. If Hope wants to make this detour, that's up to her.
Is Hope awake?
Oh yeah, she's awake.
Yeah, I don't really mind. I mean, it sounds like we might be going to a similar place.
An anthill?
No, I mean, Cashel, didn't you say... Where did you say you were coming from? The north, right? Elwyn saw.
Yeah.
Then...
I mean, if y'all are cool having me along, I'm fine.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. It's just that, like, you all seem capable. Mostly looking at Eris.
Yeah, but you know what this thing does? She holds up her boomstick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be really interested in continuing our conversation so I could learn from you.
Yeah, you should write down everything you saw last night in this journal.
She takes her own notebook out of her bag. She goes, okay.
Well, we have another to the group, but point aside, if Hope is fine with it, we'll go up the mountain that just had an avalanche try to kill us. We might want to scout this first. Just an idea.
I'm gonna expedite this because of time.
Yeah.
You scout, you trudge. It's hard. It's a difficult climb. You will make it. When you get to the top, as you come over the rise of the peak, you see beyond the mountain, in the mountains that ahead, maybe less than a day's travel, a large castle looming in the center of the mountains, spires that rise maybe over 100 feet. You would recognize this as the ancestral home of Tree Cazell. It's Aelwood Soch. There's even rough pictures of it in most of the books at the inn and stuff. Even those of you who can't read will have seen the pictures and will know that's Aelwood Soch. As you look at the castle, there are lights on. All over the castle. One wall looks as though a spire is collapsing. And inside, you can see people. Even at this distance, you can't really see the people, but you can see movement as metal is being placed in place like scaffold. You can see buildings around the castle. Lots of movement. Lots of smoke. Industry. And that is where I think we should wrap up this week's session.
We're going to the big city, guys.
Is this where we break out in song?
Yes.
Imagine like Newsies.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm not ready.
Eris sees the city, and there's like an audible sigh of relief.
We will do more secrets next week because there's so many secrets. It's so
So
good.
many secrets.
I love that raid cry as well. We barely made it across the log.
Thank you all.
That is a top tier rating.
I love the fact in the last 2 episodes we've literally like crossed a bridge and hid in a cave. That's we've actually expedited most of the travel because if we roleplay it, we just don't get round to it.
We're very efficient at this. We're a very efficient party.
Yeah, we have credits, so I'm going to roll the credits. Thank you very much for hanging out, everyone. Please check out the closing links, including our Discord server where we'll be talking about the show, and you can talk about the private moments by using the spoiler quotations around messages to rem things out. All we ask is that you put a brief summary of the spoiler beforehand so people know what they're going to read. Because you see a spoiler with no thing, it's too tempting.
We need to know who's allowed to read it.
Right. I just want to click all the spoilers.
They're being very good. Very good.
Also, let us know your ships. Set sail.
All right, we'll see you in the Discord, everyone. Oh, and check out our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Bird and the Storm Publishing. We're very grateful to both of them because they make this all possible. Keep on evoking emotions, and we will see you tomorrow for Cleanup Crew at 2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. UK time. See you then, everyone. Bye.
Winter is coming.